Hi, this video is for people who have missed the class on November 21st, the last class before Thanksgiving. So we have the quiz that you should have taken, you'll need to still take, and you'll notice a 0 in the grade book for that quiz until you're ready to take it. The piece of Talmud we're going to be discussing today also has to do with the Mishnah that you learned about during your homework. And like all pieces of Talmud, the Talmud goes through each and every line of the Mishnah, thinking about and talking about interesting pieces that come up. And since this is the very first Mishnah and the very first piece of Talmud that relates to this Mishnah, it is no surprise that it will now speak about the very first lines of the Mishnah. At night, from when do we read the Shema at night? So, just a little bit of background. There are three services that a traditional Jewish person says each and every day. There's a morning prayer service, there's an afternoon prayer service before sundown, and then there's an evening service, and each of those prayer services have names connected to them. They are Shacharit, Mincha, and Ma'ariv. Those are the three services that are taking place each and every day. And just so you know, the Shema is part of this service, the morning service, and part of the evening service, this service right here. Right. And that is probably because it says in the V'ahavta, and you will teach the words of the Shema, and you will teach the words of God, b'shachbecha, when you lie down, uvkumecha, and when you rise up. So that is why you have the Shema said in the morning and in the evening. Omer said something in class today where he asked the question, well, if the Shema says, B'shach b'cha uvkumecha, say the Shema when you lie down and when you wake up, what about if you take a nap? So what did Omer mean by that, and why does he think that actually the Shema is teaching us that we need to say that something needs to happen when we take a nap? That's question number one. Okay. And looking at this fact, the fact that we say the Shema in the morning service and at night, what might be, and the Mishnah says, from where do we read the Shema at night? What might be the question that the Talmud is going to be asking at this moment? That's question number two. And the actual answer to that question that the Talmud is asking is, isn't that interesting? It says, from when do we read the Shema at night? Why did the Talmud start? Why did the Mishnah start like that? The Mishnah could have very well started in another way, and it could have also made sense. From when do we read the Shema not in the night, but and that's question number 4. Right. From when do we say the Shema in the morning? And this is exactly what the Talmud is going to do. And here is that piece of Talmud right here. And you'll notice that in this piece of Talmud, there are different technical terms, just like we've had before. And those technical terms will help us understand how the back and forth, the Shakla Vitaria, the back and forth of this piece of Talmud happens. Now, just so you know, the first piece right here that I have highlighted, my Shna, is asking a question. Why is it that we teach Shema at Aravit at first? Why don't we teach the question, when do we say the Shema in the morning first? Meaning, why do you teach about the Shema at night first? Why don't you teach about the Shema in the morning first? Why does the Mishnah open with the question of the Shema at night? Instead, the Mishnah should open with the question of the Shema in the morning. So this isn't going to teach us amazing, revelatory kind of ideas. The Talmud is just asking the question, isn't that funny that the Mishnah, when it begins, it decides to talk about the evening Shema and not the morning Shema. Why is this? So that's going to be the question, and that's really going to be so we're going to have our ping side and our pong side. And if our ping side is asking the question, why are we teaching the Shema of the night first? We should be teaching the Shema of the evening first, of the morning first. So the ping side is saying, what about the Mishnah? The Mishnah is right or the Mishnah is wrong? That's question number 5. And then the pong side is saying the Mishnah is right or the Mishnah is wrong. The pong side is disagreeing with the right. So the ping side is saying, hey, the Mishnah is wrong. The pong side is saying, hey, the Mishnah is actually right. So let's look at these terms right here for a second. Let's look at each of these terms, and I want you to tell me what these different terms are doing. So Mishnah isn't really a term. Mishnah is is bringing up the original question. But then what about Hachi Ka'amar? You've seen Hachi Ka'amar already before, and I think I have an explanation of Hachi Ka'amar right here. So looking at Hachi Ka'amar and what Hachi Ka'amar means, please, for question number 7, tell me what we expect this Hachi Ka'amar to do. Is it coming to agree with the ping statement? Is it coming to disagree with the ping statement? What is it coming to do? And how do you know that? Just from the words Hachi Kamar, just from the words, you know what to expect. Okay, now we'll go to the next term, Ibait Ema. Okay, so if you remember, we had this term before, Ibait Ema, and here's what it means. So question number 8 is, what is your Ibait Ema trying to do? Is it trying to agree, trying to disagree, trying to agree with the ping side, trying to disagree with the pong side? What is it trying to do? That's question number 8. Okay. And then we have, right? So that should help you out. And then we have at the end, question number 9, we have an hachi. So look at the explanation for hachi right here. And what is the hachi trying to do? Is it trying to agree, to disagree, to what is it trying to do? Is it trying to agree with the Ibait Ema, trying to disagree with the Ibait Ema? What is it trying to do? That's question number 9. Okay. And you should have gotten the following. You should be able to fill out the following, right? The ping side is about the Mishnah makes more sense if our first question asks about the morning first. Pong side says, no, the Mishnah makes perfect sense just the way it is. So the Mishnah is asking that. Why is it taught at night first? It should be the morning. Your Hachi Katani is trying to resolve the problem from the ping side. And Ibait Ema brings another way to resolve the problem. The Ihachi is a challenge to the Ibait Ema, challenge to this solution. And then, for some reason, without any kind of technical terms, we get our resolution. And so here is kind of what we're expecting to happen, right? Teach Shema of the morning first? No. Teach Shema of night first? Second reason why we should teach Shema of night first? No, that makes no sense. Teach first Shema of morning? Yes, it does make sense. We can teach Shema of the morning. So I think my final question of the day is, who wins at the end? Question number 10, who wins? Okay, and here are the words there, and here's your chart here, and then this cool little thing of, then we're kind of placing in the words here, and we'll start class by kind of trying to figure out how this all works together. All right, thank you. Send these answers via email.